The power of impeachment, as designed by the architects of the Nigerian Constitution, looks quite noble on paper, with lawyers arguing that the aim was to check the excesses of executive officers who enjoy constitutional immunity from criminal and civil charges while in office. But events in the last 20 years of Nigeria's democratic experiment tell a different story of how the power of impeachment has become more of a political tool in the hands of a few powerful figures in the executive arm of government. Analysts say instead of invoking the power of impeachment in appropriate circumstances, the legislative instrument has been grossly abused, defeating the very essence it was set out to achieve.
But it is political in the sense that more often than not, the alleged misconduct for which person is removed would, in the eyes of the ordinary man, not be justification enough because usually it's things that they all do.
The irony of it has played out at the federal and state levels, yet the politics of it seems more pronounced at the states, where it seems easy and convenient for governors to assume the status of demigods, using the same power designed to check their excesses to get rid of deputies who simply run out of their favors.
And in the States, if any governor wants his deputy out, he's out. So it's something that we need to look at to see whether we can fine tune the constitutional requirement or whether there are other things that we can do to give more legitimacy and credibility to that process.
Political watchers argue that the recklessness is, in most cases, in connivance with the federal government, who often choose to look the other way, pointing quickly at the unfolding events in Kogi State, where the State House of Assembly recently served impeachment notice on the deputy governor. To many of them, it is a typical reminder of a bitter application of the power of impeachment.
And that is unfortunate. This is a very clear situation whereby the powers of the government and the powers that be in the state is simply oppressing the deputy governor. It's very clear. You can read in between the lines. And the constitution makes it very clear that it is not enough for you to say, oh, this man has done this and that. The constitution says you must particularize the misconduct.
Yet, history is repleted with cases of governors who have been served the same bitter pills, starting with the governor of Kaduna State, Balarabe Musa, who was impeached in 1981 by the National People's Party of Nigeria, who had majority in the State House of Assembly against his People's Redemption Party (PRP) over allegation of gross misconduct, including failure to constitute his cabinet in record time. Governor Ayodele Fayose suffered similar fate on October 16, 2006, when he was impeached over alleged mismanagement of public funds and serial killings. A month after, his counterpart in Anambra State, Peter Obi, was impeached over allegation of gross misconduct. Others included Governor Joshua Dariye of Plateau State, Rashidi Ladoja of Oyo State, and Dipriye Alamesia of Bayelsa State on allegation of corruption and money laundering. Even when the constitutional provisions were met in most of these cases, analysts believed they were carried out under questionable circumstances, sometimes in ridiculous twists where the minority impeach the majority. But in search for solutions, analysts canvassed a political realignment that will return Nigeria to regionalism, guarantee local government autonomy, and independence of the judiciary.
What we have been advocating is that, look, the impeachment of a governor or deputy governor is not anything outside the imbalance of power sharing, which is not which is not what the constitution envisages.
With some of these solutions, which include a robust media to guarantee freedom of expression and a fearless civil society, analysts say the ideal of the power of impeachment will remain a political tool of harassment and intimidation in the hands of an executive overdrunken with power. Omor Bazuaye, AIT News, Abuja.